Hello everyone and welcome to Deano Outdoors. Today's video is all about sealing your RV's roof. When it comes to sealing your RV's rubber roof, you have a couple of options. The first one, which is the most popular one, is to use the self-leveling sealant. Comes in a caulk tube, you put it around the seams of your skylights and any vents that you have up there, and then it kind of spreads out and settles down and dries and forms like a hard rubber compound, which I have had a few issues with in the past. The second option you have when sealing your RV's rubber roof is Eternabond tape. This is the option that I prefer. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I install this Eternabond tape to get the best performance out of it. Let's get started. Here is everything you're going to need to perform this task. You're going to need a roll of Eternabond tape. I am using the 4-inch by 50-foot roll. You're going to need some sort of roller to apply the tape down firmly, a pair of scissors, a soft bristled brush for scrubbing and cleaning all the dirt, and I also like to use a foam pad. You're going to need a solution of water and soap. In here I have a mixture of Dawn dish detergent and just some water. I found that seems to work the best for cleaning. And finally, you're going to need a pair of sunglasses. Sunglasses? Yup. When you get up on top of that white roof and the sun is shining, it is super bright, so get yourself a pair of sunglasses to perform this. Let's get up on the roof and I'll show you how to start. Wow, is it bright up here. That's why you bring the sunglasses along. All right, we made it up on top of the roof. The first thing you want to be sure and do, make sure you do not have any stones stuck on the bottom of your shoes or anything sharp or any sharp objects in your shoes that you could accidentally damage the roof while you're walking on it. Next step you want to do is clean any area that you're going to be applying that tape to very well. You're going to have this pre-existing self-leveling sealant on here. You just want to get that area cleaned really good and clean within a 6-inch area. We're going to be using the 4-inch tape, so 6 inches is going to be wide enough area to clean. And just take your time on this. The cleaner you get it, the better it's going to adhere. You can see in this area here, it's turning white. The roof is a little dirty. Just keep cleaning off your brush. Scrub it really good. Be real thorough on this process. Grab your foam sponge and just get into those tiny corners with that. Just keep working it in there. Wherever that brush couldn't get really good, sure and use that foam sponge. Just work it. This is the most important step here when applying this Eternabond. You want this area to be as clean as possible for best adhesion. Once you have that area cleaned, you think you got it as good as you can, clean her a little bit more. After that, you want to thoroughly rinse that off. Make sure you rinse off all that soapy water. All right, now that you have it thoroughly rinsed off, here's the second most important step. Dry that area thoroughly. You want to clean it thoroughly, you want to dry it thoroughly. Do not want any moisture trapped underneath that tape or it's not going to adhere very good. So get that dried off with a nice towel. Do it on a sunny day if possible. A little bit warmer day is even better because the warmer it is, up to a certain point, that tape is more flexible and it seems to adhere a little bit better as well. Also, with the sun shining and warmer temperatures, this is going to dry a little bit quicker for you. Don't rush this process. Make sure it's dry before you start applying your tape. I'm also going to be applying Eternabond to the front cap here. If you can see, there's a lot of black showing where they didn't use enough self-leveling sealant here between the rubber roof and the front cap. On this portion, I'm going to be using a 6-inch wide tape. It's a little bit wider so it covers more of an area. Now for the installation process. Start with the seam that's to the rear of the camper. Then work the 2 sides up, and then finally do the front lap last. So the first step you want to do is roll out your Eternabond and measure it. You want to go just a couple inches, an inch or 2 past the outside. And then we're going to cut that area with the scissors. Next, place it back on top before you peel off the backing and make sure that your measurements are correct. It's always a good idea to measure twice, cut once. So here we go. Looks good. We're going to come up just about tight to this ridge where it starts to curve up on this skylight here. We're going to start by peeling just a little bit of the backing off. So just peel it like this, and you can get that corner started. It's very sticky. And then you can peel back that clear protective layer. Just peel back about 4 inches. Set your Eternabond back in place where you want it before setting down that corner. Once you have it where you like it, go ahead and press down that corner really good. And then peel back the rest of that layer till you get almost to the end. Leave just a couple inches at the end. Pull it tight. Get it where you want it in place before touching anything. And then push down firmly on it. Finally peel off the last 2 inches and press that out really good. Now take your thumb and press inside these little grooves here where that Eternabond ends. You want that to be sealed really tight. And especially on these ends here. And take your fingers and just rub up along the seam here where the roof and the rubber roof meet. It's especially important to get up in this area here where that Eternabond is kind of wavy. You can see it's all wavy here. Just take your thumb and press in there very firm. Just keep working it. Take your time. The better you get that sealed, the more happy you're going to be with the results. Then you want to get out your roller and roll the outside edges. Give it some firm pressure and just roll all the edges, all the outside edges here. Now we're going to go ahead and do the sides. Almost 90 degrees out here today. There we go. So this Eternabond is extremely soft and sticky. All right, lay that in place and set it down and firmly apply pressure to the back area where you already moved the backing. Lift it up, peel back the backing to the last 2 inches. And lay her down into place. I like to start by applying a little pressure on the inside seam here and then working it out like this. This seems to work the best. You get the best laying of your material. You don't get those wrinkles like I accidentally did in this section here. Peel off the last 2 inches and smoothen that out. If you have an area here like I do, where you have a solar panel mount or something in your way, in this case I have a solar panel mount bracket. You're going to want to lay that tape down before you peel off your backing. Measure where that area is and mark that off. And cut that, notch that area out. Okay, and then we're going to try fitting it again. Going to do a dry fit here, so we got to cut a little more. Make sure you take your time, cut it out, make it perfect. There we go. I'm happy with that. Now we can go ahead and apply, peel the backing off and apply it. And the nice thing about using this Eternabond versus that self-leveling sealant is it's not going to bubble up, form any pockets where you could possibly get some leakage. This here is going to last you roughly 10 years versus maybe a year or two with that self-leveling sealant. If you guys want to check out my previous video that I had about, I show you why I prefer to use this Eternabond versus the self-leveling sealant. I'll have that in links down in the description below. You guys can check that out. I show some examples where the self-leveling sealant was failing on me after just 1 year. So check that out. We'll finish up with the front strip now. And here is a look at the finished product. Get a little up close here so you can see it better. And then here's a look at the front cap. I did that right away. I did overlap the edges just a little bit. One thing I do want to mention, if you're going to be doing the front cap, if you plan on sealing the sides of your RV, make sure you do them first before applying the front cap Eternabond tape. Do the sides first and then overlap with the front. So today I did the skylight over my kitchen area and I did the front cap. And the overall total process time with cleaning and prepping and taping took me roughly a half hour. That does not include the dry time. I left it sit for 2 hours in direct sunlight, and it's a little bit breezy and warm out today. It's really a good idea to let that sit as long as possible. Get it nice and dry. Don't rush that process. You want to make sure there's no moisture trapped anywhere in that area where you're going to be applying the Eternabond. Even with this Eternabond applied, instead of using the self-leveling sealant, it's still a good idea to come up on your roof twice a year in spring and fall. Just check out all those areas around your skylights and vents and wherever else you have any seams, just to be sure that there's no cracks, holes, leaks, or any kind of debris in that area, and get those fixed as soon as possible. That'll keep your roof from leaking, keep you and your family out camping, and in spending more time together enjoying the outdoors. If you guys found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to get outdoors with Deano.